Hello dear student. Now we will continue the next property and the last two three properties in the D block elements. We have discussed the atomic size and variation atomic size, electron configuration, variable oxidation state, magnetic property and color property and complex formation. So six properties we have discussed. And now we are going to discuss the next property, that is catalytic property. You know what do you mean by the catalyst? So when you take the reaction N2 plus 3H2, it gives 2NH3. This is the reaction. This reaction, it requires suppose 2 hours to complete. But the same reaction is conducted, that is N2 plus 3H2, it gives 2NH3 in the presence of iron as a catalyst. Here iron catalyst is used, and this iron catalyst is going to alter the rate of the reaction or the time required of the rate of the reaction, and the reaction which was completed in 2 hours with the presence of this iron catalyst gets complete in 30 minutes. So you can see here, this is the catalyst. It is increasing the rate of the reaction. That's why the reaction gets complete early. So what do you mean by the catalyst? The catalysts are the species which alter the rate of the reaction. Means it can increase the rate of the reaction or decrease the rate of the reaction without changing the product, without affecting the products. So look here, N2 plus 3H2, product is NH3 without catalyst. N2 plus 3H2, product is NH3 with catalyst. Means this catalyst is not altering or affecting the products. The products are going to remain the same. Now, what is the effect of the catalyst? Increase or decrease? But we are not going to discuss the property of the catalyst. We are going to discuss the catalytic property of D block elements. D block elements here. So look here, D block elements, you can see iron. Iron is also a D block element here. Likewise, most of the D block elements, it gives catalytic property or it acts as a catalyst. So most of the D block elements gives the catalytic property because of the following reasons. So here in exam they are going to ask why the catalytic behavior exhibited by D block, or explain the catalytic property of the D block elements. So most of the D block elements exhibits or shows catalytic property because of vacant d orbital. Vacant d orbital. Second one, it provides large surface area. Large surface area. And because of these two reasons, it is having the D block elements possess the vacant d orbital, and D block elements gives the large surface area. Therefore, it provides or it gives the catalytic property here. This is the next property, seventh property, that is the catalytic property. You have to remember only the reasons. Question is, why the D block elements shows the catalytic property, or why the D block elements exhibits catalytic property. The D block elements exhibits the catalytic property because of the following two reasons. First reason is the D block elements having the vacant d orbital, and second reason is the D block elements provides the large surface area. Because in the most of the reactions are taking place on the surface of the catalyst. Therefore, here the large surface area is provided by the D block element. Therefore, it gives the catalytic property or it exhibits the catalytic property here. Now, next property we are going to discuss, that is interstitial compounds. Interstitial compounds. So here, interstitial compounds. What do you mean by the interstitial compounds? First we'll discuss, and then we'll discuss why the D block elements exhibits or gives the interstitial compounds here. So look here, the D block elements are here, gives the interstitial compounds because of the smaller atomic size. But before that, first we'll discuss what do you mean by interstitial compounds. So look here, in the compound there is a arrangement of the lattice or atom. So consider like this, you are having the atoms here, correct? So in the topic solid, we have discussed the arrangement of the lattice points and arrangement of the atoms or molecules here. So look here, likewise you are going to have the arrangement of the atoms, and in the arrangement of the atoms there is a gap between these atoms, and this gap, it is called as void. It is called as the void. And in this void, the smaller atomic size atoms. So suppose this is the compound. Suppose you are having the iron compound, correct? This iron compound, iron atoms are arranged like this, and in this arrangement you are going to have the gap, or that is called as the void. In the void, the addition of smaller atomic size, addition of what? Smaller atomic size elements. So if the smaller atomic size elements get added in these voids or occupies the void, if suppose scandium is added in this, so look here, scandium is a smaller atomic size, so it is added in this, then the new compound is going to form. Earlier only Fe atoms were there, and in these Fe atoms we have the voids, whose gap it is there, and those gaps occupied by the smaller atomic size elements, and you are going to form the new compound, and this new compound is referred as interstitial compounds. This is referred as what? Interstitial compounds. Here the interstitial compounds are formed by adding the smaller atomic size elements in the void, or the smaller atomic size elements occupies the voids in the compound, then it leads to the interstitial compounds here. In the interstitial compounds, the most of the times the D block elements gets added. Here in the voids or in the smaller atomic size space, the elements which are going to add most of the D block elements here. Why the D block elements gives the interstitial compounds? We know that the property of the D block element, the maximum or most of the D block elements are having smaller atomic size. As they are having smaller atomic size, it is going to occupy the voids and it is going to result with the interstitial compounds here. So this is about the next property, that is the interstitial compounds here. Got it? So you can remember what is meant by interstitial compounds and why the D block elements gives the interstitial compounds here. Okay, so this is the one more property of the D block element. Now next property you are going to discuss, that is the alloy formation. Okay, so this alloy formation, you know what do you mean by the alloy? It is a metal, you can say, or it is a compound which is obtained by mixing two or more metal. Two or more metal. So look here, the alloy formation. So you know that the brass, bronze, brass, bronze, alnico. These are the alloys. These are the what? Alloys. Alloys are formed by mixing two or more metals. Correct? Two or more metals get mixed with each other and it is going to be the alloy formation. So you can see here, the alnico it is there. Alnico you are going to get the mixture of aluminium, nickel and cobalt. So look here, aluminium metal, nickel metal and cobalt metal. These three metals we have mixed and we obtain alnico as alloys. So now the next question, here you can take copper and zinc and etc. So brass, bronze, these are the alloys. Now here the D block elements, again the same property you are going to discuss. D block elements gives the alloy formation. Most of the D block elements gives the alloy formation, or maximum D block elements gives the alloy formation. Now the question arises, why the D block element gives the alloy formation? I told you, alloy formation means mixing of two or more metals. Two or more metals. Look here, the mixing of the two metals is not possible for all the metals. There should be relative or comparative properties of the two metals, then only it can be mixed. For example, A metal and B metal, if they are having competitive or comparative properties, then only they are going to mix it. Got it? If they are having the very rich difference in the properties, they are not going to mix it. It is like in general day-to-day life also. If suppose, if you ask the Ambani to make a friendship with me, is it possible? I am a very small person. Ambani is a very big business. So there is a lot of gap in the financial status. So these two cannot mix. I and Ambani cannot do the friendship. Ambani and Tata can make the friendship, isn't it? So Tata is also rich person, Ambani is also rich person. Me and Amit sir can do the friendship because Amit and you, they are relatively or comparatively having same properties. We can mix it. Likewise, if the two metals are there, they are having comparative properties, then only they can mix it. Here, if the diameter difference is very minimum in the two metals, then they can mix with each other and they can give the alloy formation. Here, you have discussed variation in the atomic size of the D block element. So, variation of atomic size, some atomic size remains the same for the shielding effect and screening effect, and very small difference in the atomic size of the D block element. The many D block elements are there. Those D block elements are having the very minimum difference in the atomic size or the diameter of those atoms. Therefore, what happens here? The most of the D block elements, they are having comparative property and they can mix with each other very easily, and therefore it gives the alloy formation. So, difference in the atomic size in the D block elements is very less, or it is a minimum. Therefore, the two D block elements or two or more D block elements mix with each other and gives the alloy formation. So you can see here aluminium, nickel, cobalt. In this, nickel and cobalt, these are the D block elements here. These D block elements can mix with each other easily because they are having very less difference in their atomic size. And therefore you are going to get for the alloy formation. So likewise, you are having the properties, that is alloy formation for the D block elements here. That is because of the very less difference in the smaller atomic size. So these are the some properties which you are required to remember in the D block elements. So I will list out. So which are the properties we have discussed here? So let me repeat the things because it is a very important part. So look here. First we have discussed electron configuration. Second one we have discussed atomic size. Third one we have discussed variable oxidation state. Variable oxidation state. Fourth one we have discussed, that is magnetic property. Magnetic property. Fifth one we have discussed color property. Seventh one we have discussed complex formation. Eighth one we have discussed catalytic property. Ninth one interstitial, and 10th one alloy formation. So these are the 10 properties we have discussed in the D block element: electronic configuration, atomic size, variable oxidation state, magnetic property, color property, complex formation, catalytic behavior, and interstitial compounds and alloy formation. Here among these 10 properties, 2 properties definitely they are going to ask. You are going to discuss, get the 2 properties for 3 marks. 3 into 2, that is 6 marks you are going to get from these the 10 properties. So that's why the D block element is very important. This is the first reason. From the D block element, the 2 properties definitely we are going to get. Therefore 6 marks you are going to get. Weightage wise it is a more. Therefore the 6 marks weightage is D block very important. Another reason, if you have the thorough knowledge of the D block elements, then only you can discuss the next topic, that is coordination compound. So next topic, coordination compound, it is there. This it is also for the 6 to 7 marks. This 6 to 7 marks depends on what? D block elements. If you have the basic of the D block elements, if you are perfect in D block elements, then only you can get the coordination compounds. So once again I am requesting you not to neglect this topic. You have to prepare thoroughly. Nothing is there. What you have to remember? The properties of the D block elements with the reasons. For example, electronic configuration, you have to remember general electronic configuration of electronic configuration. Atomic size, you have to remember the variation, decreases, remains constant, increases. Then you have to remember the reasons, because shielding effect, effective electrical charge, and extra stability. Then you have to discuss variable oxidation state, why it shows the variable oxidation state, vacant d orbital, and etc. Then magnetic property. What do you mean by diamagnetic? What do you mean by paramagnetic? What do you mean by ferromagnetic? How to calculate the magnetic moment? Then what is the color property? Number of unpaired electrons responsible for this, that you have to explain. Then complex formation, reasons. Catalytic property, why D block element gives catalytic property? What do you mean by interstitial compounds, and what do you mean by the alloys formation? With the reasons. You can list out here the reasons and you can remember it. If you want, you can prepare the chart, so that if you refer the chart, you can remember and you can answer the questions which can be asked on these the 10 properties. Got it? So as you know, because of this COVID pandemic, some of the portion has been reduced, and from this D block element also, the preparation of potassium dichromate and preparation of KMnO4 it was there, which was very important for the 3 marks. They used to ask one on that, but unfortunately it has been removed from the D block elements. And this is what the portion they have prescribed or given for the D block elements, and this completes the D block elements. So once again, you go through the D block element concept. I have given a question and answers. So those you, if you read it, you can get all the concepts and all. You make the practice of it. Why I am telling this? Because next topic I am going to start, that is coordination compound. That coordination compound completely depends on the D block here. Okay, and if you have any doubt and all, you can send me the personal question on my WhatsApp number, and if possible you can call after 8 p.m. and you can get your queries clear. Thank you very much.